Hello everyone. So we are going to start part 2 of the video. Get ready. This is now going to be an earth-shattering ride. So we're starting off from we left off, where I told you that we are going to take these 5 points, so we're going to explain it in the next coming slides. So without further ado, let's go to the next slides. Now here we're talking about the aspect of getting people to say yes. Done deal. This is the aspect that we're going to cover right now in this video. Of course, in this group, it's much easier to get your family to say yes, or your spouse and girlfriend. Now these are the two categories of people you can at least practice or do trials with. So these are the customer avatars, the type of people with which you can practice. And if you can convince them to get a sale done, you are ready to step it out onto the real world. Now of course it'll be much easier because the level of interaction with your family, the level of interaction with your partner, that's going to be at a different level. I understand that's going to give you an initial feedback on how the presentation must be done. So you're framing your presentation here when you are talking to a very comfortable in a very comfortable zone, in a comfortable setting. You are setting up the idea on getting how to get people to say yes to you. So you're framing your presentation in a comfortable environment. So I'm just going to label that as your level 1. That is how you're going to frame your presentation. Then of course your level of presentation is going to go towards the big group over there. I'm just going to highlight that big group. The big group in Roman number 2 is going to be your primary audience, the primary audience of people who are going to invest in you. So these are the guys who are actually going to make a buying decision. Maybe you might not be able to convince your family, but you will be a comfortable environment where you get constructive feedback in 1. In 2, don't expect your constructive feedback business a lot. Only if you're over delivering on value. Yeah, one of the proven sales models is to over deliver on value. So if you over deliver on value, you will be able to convince them to invest in you. So whether it be your followers on social media, the fans that you accumulate through your posts and all that, the leads that instead of customers, I'm going to choose the word leads because they haven't yet said yes. Once they say yes, then the relationship becomes a customer, right? So I'm just going to show that here. Lead says yes, becomes a customer. So when a lead says yes, they become a customer. And your team members, I just wanted to say team members would be like your classmates, that is our classmates in the internship. If we can get them to invest in you, for example, right now itself, I have some interns who are interested in my product, which is learn online tutoring. They want to actually know how online tutoring works, and they're looking forward for my course to be launched, right? Soon enough, guys, soon enough. Just keep faith in me, and I'm gonna deliver on that promise, guaranteed. Now about the team members, our classmates will be there, then colleagues from class, that is sorry, what I meant was colleagues from office colleagues can also be included. Also from if you are students there over there, especially, yeah, one of my target areas are college graduates, right? So if you can get your own classmates or fellow students from other departments to purchase in your product, that will also be a wonderful example in which you have sold the product to people that are just like you. So another surefire way of getting people to buy product is market the product to people like you, people who resonate with your values, people who share a common ideology. They are the people who are going to resonate or vibrate in your frequency. So, market the product to people just like you. Okay. Hope you like my handwriting. It's you know a bit refined. I actually prefer a wide open whiteboard with lots of space. I invest a lot in my space, as you have already seen in my videos when I made those videos about the learn do teach model. Yeah, about the learn to teach model, you can see how I do the general writing on the whiteboard. Now anyway, let's go back, let's go forward to the next slide. Now, the art of making people to say yes, it's something that you don't get for free. It's something that you have to inherit by after several practice. So one of those surefire steps to get this done, here you go. You can get people to say yes by engaging with them, like we learned in lesson 2. Engage in meaningful conversation. So the conversation must be meaningful. It's not like we have reason to believe that you are interested in a product. No, no, not just from those bland stuff and all. We're going to be presenting something which actually connects with the customer. Not we're not going to shove a universal presentation over them. In fact, we are going to frame the customer accordingly in a manner that when they we read the sales copy of our sales copy of our product, they will feel that yeah, he actually understands what my need is. If you can understand the pain points of your customer, you're close to getting that sale over the line. So engage in meaningful conversations, get their attention, inspire them, guide them. Inspire, guide, all part of the pre-framing funnel. So if you're able to pre-frame your customer accordingly, they are going to follow you. And when you follow them, when the lead starts following you, then you will be able to transform them from a lead into a customer. So that represents the transition process in which you have made the customer say yes. The lead has said yes to your buying offer, your sales offer, and you have converted the lead into a customer with a buying decision. Awesome, isn't it? Hit like if you felt that this is the right way to pitch a product to a customer, right? Thank you for that appreciation. I really do appreciate that. Now, sales is the hardest skill in the world. Without a doubt, if you can master the art of selling, you can survive anywhere. Because the art of selling involves the promise of delivering on a promise. Now, that's very important. You gotta deliver on your promises. There's no point in selling a product which cannot deliver on its promises. Because if you can't deliver on your promises, you are going to run out of people to sell to. Yep. If you don't deliver on your promises, the value of the product will depreciate. So, if the value of the product depreciates, there's going to be no point in trying to sell it over and over again. After a certain amount of time, the negative feedback will itself reduce the value of your product. And instead of having a compounding growth, you're going to be having a opposite slope, which is known as a depreciation curve. Like I explained it in video 2. I explained it how compounding works, right? Okay, good. So this act of redirecting your attention to the previous videos, again, this is an art of sale, because I want to ensure that you keep those focus in mind. I'm sure that many of you are going to come to the third video after having engaged in personal conversations with some people. So due to social media and all that, there is bound to be a loss of clarity between what I'm speaking in the third and the second. That's why I will often be repeating concepts in the third video which were already presented in the first or second videos. Alright, good. If you can sell, wow, that statement was absolutely damning. It's in fact indicative of the current situation that our generation is facing. They can't sell themselves. People can't market themselves to companies. If you can't market yourself to companies, they won't hire you because they want to get the job done. And if they can't get the job done, why should they hire you? They won't give the salary for free, right? Yeah. So if people can't market themselves, they don't get hired. So what's the point of having a degree if you can market yourselves, right? Hmm. Since the art of resume writing, resume building, and all that. But that's a discussion for another time. Wow, this slide is revolutionary. The primal triggers that convince a sale to happen, the primal triggers, they have remained the same from the time the first Homo sapien walked Earth. Amazing, isn't it? Who would have thought of that? Hey, no, I'm not fully clothed. I've built my own house. I'm reshaping the environment around me to suit my needs. But still, ha ha ha, come the end of the day, you're just a normal Homo sapien. Shocking, isn't it? Yeah, it was. It was really bringing us down to earth and into reality that all the basic primal triggers that the Homo sapiens used to win the anthropological fight, that was the same. These are the same primal triggers that we are using right now to go ahead in our businesses, to go ahead in our profession, to push ahead in whatever goals that we are setting up to achieve. So the primal triggers have remained unchanged, even though humanity has moved from survival to upgrading. So earlier, survival mindset. You get the idea, right? Then, yeah, of course. This sentence. I just wanted to talk only one sentence about it. Shortcuts to make decisions. It's a bit vague. Shortcuts to make decisions. It's more or like, say, if you have a shortcut method to do a particular task, then people will think that you are the right person to do it. The shortcut, I don't appreciate about the shortcut. Why? Because the shortcut may not always be the best method. So your marketing should be done in such a way that your product or your service should be presented as the shortcut in your niche. So market your product to appear as the shortcut. Market to appear as the shortcut. Why? Because we have to conform to this primal trigger. This primal trigger, which is influenced in almost every human being, we have to conform to that primal trigger. That's why we are going to market our product to appear as a shortcut. And once the product appears as a shortcut, there you go. We are close to converting the lead into a sale. So let's go on to the next slide now. The first primal trigger, all in good time, right? Maybe you have heard of the first primal trigger, but what I would like to do, I would like to start with all the primal triggers on a fresh video. So what I'm going to do now right now is we'll just talk a bit about online tutoring and how my idea is to bring in some triggers, or a few of those triggers that we are going to discuss. We'll use it. So one of those triggers that we'll be using is social proof, wherein we are going to be using social proof to decide how the customer can be driven into making a buying decision. The act of getting many people to promote your product is going to make the customer build a trust. Whether it be the right sense of trust or the wrong sense of trust, that's questionable, but it's always good that if you are able to build a business model with the right sense of trust, then you are going to get long-term sales. So the right form of trust is essential, not just the herd mentality. I don't believe in the herd mentality, but I believe in building the right form of trust. That way we can produce a long-term sustainable business model. So with the right form of trust, you're ready to reciprocate the same gesture to a lot of opportunities around you. So the third form, which is reciprocity, in which you can reciprocate with the customer. If you can reciprocate with the lead will feel that, yep, we have something in common. So the commonness factor, that's what I would like to introduce as the reciprocity. Then another of those primal triggers which influences a customer is going to be the liking, how much they like you. So how much a customer likes you will decide the buying decision. If you're not able to win the like of the customer, if you're not able to win the appreciation, if you're not able to connect, so it's reciprocity and liking are very much bound together, and this binding together of reciprocity and liking will decide if the customer can influence, you can influence the buying decision of the customer. Alright, we'll go into the 7 triggers in detail in our next video. Thank you for watching this video till the very end. For the last video, stay tuned. I got a special bonus coming at the end of the last video. Alright, see you in the last video. Take care, guys.